All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on Facebook Live. Now let's pass to the big team who's going to run this session. Over to you guys.
All right, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Welcome to District 102 PR Festival. My name is Hui Xian, and I will be the surgeon at arm for this session. Before we proceed with the next item on our agenda, allow me to read this important house rule for your kind attention. Please stay muted when you are not speaking. The Zoom Master reserves the right to mute attendees when needed. Please keep your electronic devices on silent mode. Avoid eating in front of the webcam if your video is on, and you are encouraged to switch on your video to engage and interact with the speaker. Next, I would also like to read the video release consent for your reference. By attending this remote PR festival, part of District 102 online event, you agree to the privacy policies of Toastmasters International as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. So some of your personal information such as name, image, and any shared messages may be shared with other meeting participants and will be recorded by Toastmasters International, who may use the recording in the future as it sees fit. Your remote attendance hereby discharges Toastmasters International from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distributions of said video recording, including but not limited to any claims for invasions of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. Thank you. And with that, I would like to invite our session organizing chair. She is a 3 years member in Trailblazers Toastmaster Club, currently serves as the club VPPR and also serve as the area director B5 in District 102. Now let us put our hands together to welcome this session's organizing chair, Persuasive Influence 5, Presentation Mastery 3, Toastmaster Wendy. Over to you.
Thank you, Sergeant at arm. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Welcome back. I hope everyone has a wonderful break, refreshed and ready for our session 3 of the day. This will be our last session in day 1 of PR Festival, and we are glad to have our District 102 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas, District Public Relations Manager, Presentation Mastery 5, Rashmi Raghef, District Administration Manager, Effective Coaching 5, Fatima Afia, our immediate past District Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Lee Mingzi, to be here with us at this session. It is my pleasure and honor as a session organizing chair to host 2 remarkable speakers who will be sharing 2 topics, which are how do we conduct a Zoom meetings like a pro and personal transformation with Toastmaster. I would highly encourage everyone over here to turn on your video to have interaction with our speakers. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask, you can type at the chat box here or in our FB live chat, since we are going live right now in Facebook. I'm eager to start this session, and without any further delay, I would like to pass the floor to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Zita. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Sessions Organizing Chair Wendy. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster and guests, wherever and whenever you are, hello and welcome to the 3rd sessions of PR Festival. I'm Zita Tan, your Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for joining us on Zoom. And to our astonishment, the response we received for these sessions has been massive, and we are very grateful. Thank you for your wonderful support. Before we start, let's capture this event. Do turn on your video and give us your brightest and smile and strike your best pose. We will take photo now. Sergeant at arm, kindly assist with this. Let's go.
Okay, sure, Toastmaster of the day, Zita. Ladies and gentlemen, please on your video. Okay, I can see there's 2 pages on my screen. Okay, first page. Hold your pose. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, please hold on. Second page. Count of 3, 2, 1. Done. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Adam. For the benefit of everyone in attendance, the following is an overview sessions of the third session's agenda. Please take note that we will have a 15 minutes question and answer at the end of the session. Just type your question in the chat box of Zoom. Our dedicated question master will select some of your questions and ask our esteemed speakers during the Q&A session. Please note that our question master may not be able to choose every single of your questions, but they will try their absolute best to choose the ones that are relevant for today's sessions. So keep your question coming in. Before I invite our esteemed speaker, please note that what comes next is copyrighted material. No recording of any kind is permitted. Our speaker number 3 is currently a member of Manchester Communicators, Digital Communicators, and few other Toastmaster clubs around the world. In addition to that, he is also District 34 of Mexico, Term 2020 Spanish-speaking champion and Toastmaster Globetrotter. In profession, he's an author, public speaking coach, and online keynote speaker. In these sessions, you will learn how to portray yourself in camera, making sure you look good and professional on camera, and create a good impression. Then only we can start business. Join us and welcome distinguished Toastmaster Julian Cereceda to our virtual space as he conducts his session Zoom like a pro. Do select speaker view and join me now by giving a round of virtual applause to our distinguished Toastmaster Julian. The stage is yours.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending where you are. Over the weekend, we learned how to harness the power of PowerPoint and Canva. We will learn how we can control Facebook and LinkedIn, and we will learn how to rock with social media. However, don't get it wrong, this is all very useful, but your most powerful marketing tool is your session. Your most powerful marketing tool is your event. Your most powerful marketing tool is your online meeting or physical meeting when you get back to the brick and mortar room. Why I say this? Because if you produce such an engaging meeting, the people, members and not members that are in that room will go and speak with the families, with the friends, with their colleagues and say, look, yesterday I went to a fantastic meeting and you should go as well. And this mouth to ear is the best marketing tool you can find out there. For that reason, in this workshop or in this presentation, we will try to figure out how to Zoom like a pro. My idea is to give you some food for thought. I warn you, there are some opinions very controversial and you might not agree with them. That's fine. What I want to do is to provoke you to think, how can you improve your online meetings? I will give you some ideas. I will show you some examples, and then it's down to you. If you have any question, please drop it on the chat. At the end of the meeting, we'll have a 15 minutes Q&A, or you can also get in touch with me. More of this later. Now, if you are like me, I'm pretty sure that you have been over the last year in hundreds or thousands of Zoom meetings. Am I right? Show me your thumbs up or down. All right, fantastic. Well, let me tell you something. Would you agree with me that 90% of the online meetings shut? No? Are you agree with me? Don't you agree with me? All right, don't want to put you on the spotlight. But what I'm trying to say here is that we, Toastmasters and non-Toastmasters, tend to convey our online meetings like they were physical meetings. And the online environment is completely different. To start with, we are in, how can I say, in a different environment, isn't it? We are in a screen. Yes, this screen. All the things happen on this screen. So we cannot do many things that we do in the physical meetings. Therefore, the dynamics of the meeting must be different. And why must be different? Because look, we are on this screen, but this screen is also connected to the wildest and widest entertainment offer on earth. Yes, if you are telling me something that is very boring and I'm not interested in, I will switch. I will write an email. I will go to Facebook Messenger, or even I will watch a Netflix movie. Yes. To make things better or worse, we have that entertainment offer at our fingertips. Yes, at our fingertips. So no wonder why it's so difficult to retain the attention of our audience. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, what I will show you today here is an extract of a book called Zoom Like a Pro. Here, this one. This is, I think, a really good book because I wrote it, but it gives you ideas of how you can Zoom like a pro, how can convey your meeting. Of course, we are not here to speak about this book, but if you want to buy it, it's on Amazon, $2 or $3, very easy and very good value for money. No, just kidding. What I want to show you today is 3 different areas we can improve our meetings. The first one is how to create a good impression. The second one is how to create that good impression, how to maintain it. And the third one is how to make your audience feel unique. On the first area, how to create a good impression, we are talking about individuals. We are talking about how we as presenters can improve our presence online. In the second area, how to keep that first impression good. We will talk about the meeting, everybody in the meeting. And the third one, we'll speak about how we can make that audience feel unique. Now, let's start. Creating a good first impression. For many people, this is not other than going to the hospital and have a lovely, operation. I'm not talking about that. I mean, it can be good. It can help you to look good on camera. But I'm talking about things that you and me can do without spending much money. First of all, let's talk about framing. What is framing? Framing is what you can see here on the screen, everything that happens on this screen. Depending on the type of shoot you choose, you will be sending a message to your audience. Here on this screen, you can see few shots, 7. Every single one of those has behind them a history to tell. They will portray you in a way or another way. I won't go through all of them here, but I want to show you what 3 of the most important shots are and how you can use them to harness the power of your presentations. So let's start with the first one, which is not other than the general shot. The general shot is that one that shows you where you are. That's the one that the speaker is seeing in the room, in the stage. And you might be thinking, but Julian, in Zoom, do we really need to have a general shot? Maybe when we are in pure online meetings, we don't need it. But soon, very soon, we will go to hybrid meetings. And then you will have to show to your online audience what is going on the meeting. Otherwise, your online audience will be lost. Please remember, when you go to the hybrid meeting, think about your digital audience. Very important. And many times we forget about them. Another shot we can use is the medium shot, which goes from the head to the hips. And this is ideal for those presenters who like to stand up like me and move a lot. This is really good if you go to compete in the contest. Seriously, because we can see all your body language and also we can identify your face and your gestures. So think about it. Let me show you some examples of people who are using this shot. This is a friend of mine, and you can see it's full of energy. This one is reading a paper, is more calm, but it gives something different. People say, but Julian, not many people stand up. And that's true, not many people stand up on Zoom, but that's what can make you unique. That is the difference, showing that you harness this. You have the confidence of standing up and delivering a speech. And I will show you my favorite one, which is the medium close-up. This shot goes from the head to the chest. And as you can see, I'm doing it quite well here. This can be used when you are seated or when you are up and allows you to move the hands. Your face is clearly visible. Now, if you are very handsome or very beautiful, you might want to do a close-up shot. This one builds intimacy. It helps people to relax. The problem is that if you speak for 1 hour so close to the camera, the audience will get bored of you, especially because we cannot see your hands, we cannot see your body language, and speaking for 1 hour is a long, long time. So this is basically what you have to do to master the first impression. Decide which framing you want. However, if you want to zoom like a pro, there is more than the framing. What is outside the frame? You can also incorporate it to your speech. For instance, you could say, look, I'm all yours. I will disconnect my mobile. Disconnect it, put it there. And everybody at that end of the camera knows that here there is a mobile phone. And you can play with that. I don't know how you can play now, but that's an option. Incorporate, mention things. You could say, oh, my baby is here. I hope he doesn't make any noise in the next hour. So you guys know that I have a little kid here. Be good, okay? Be good. So it gives you an idea of what is going on. But also, and we will talk about this later, in the online environment, you can move down, up, to one side, to the other side, up and front. And also, you can go behind that point. We'll see it later. You will like it. Now, we are doing this because at the end of the meeting, we want to get to our visitors and ask them to join the club and open the wallet. Am I right? Yes. Fantastic. Please switch your comments on and tell me on this slide, which of these three speakers would you give money? Or would you say, yes, I join Toastmasters if they asked you? As you can see, you don't know which language they speak. You only see them at first impression. Who is the person you would like to pay, or you think it will influence you more easily? So one finger on your camera if you think is the one on the left, 2 fingers if you think is the one on the middle, or 3 if you think is the one on the right. Number 3, number 2, middle, number 2. Okay, I see number 2. All right, all right, all right. There is not a wrong or right answer here, because at the end of the day, it's your money, and you give your money to whoever you want. But let's see what these people are doing. The first of them is doing something that is called high angle shot. The high angle shot is where you put your camera on top of your head. And what this does is making you small, petite, diminutive. Do you really want to be small, petite, diminutive in front of the camera? Maybe not, unless your club is struggling and you're saying, please, 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 join us. I don't think it's very professional, though. There is another problem with this high-angle camera shot, and it's that men, and this is a secret, women, if you don't know it, you will laugh, but it's very serious. Men of some age, start to lose hair. And if they put the camera on top of them, what is the first thing they see? The bald patch. And that can create a lot of confidence issues. So, gentlemen, be mindful of that. Ladies, if you see something like that, let them know in a polite way. We say that if we put the camera on top of us, it's not so good. What if we put the camera underneath the low angle shot? This is very useful. Wait, what happened here? I've lost it. All right. All right. We are losing Julian. Now, we are back on track. Apologies for that. What we say, low angle shot, is the one politicians use because they make feel important knowledge. They are the solution for the problem. However, politicians have a team behind them that help them to understand what's going on and how they look good. You and me, we are not so lucky. And what we do is putting the camera close, very close to us. And what that means is that we show our ceilings. I know some of you are so proud of your ceiling, but hey, no, you don't need to show off. Secondly, it will show you this part of the body between you and me. It's not your most attractive part of the body. And third, and even worse, it will show you what is inside your nose. My advice is whenever you go to Zoom, make sure that your nose are clean. We say that the high, the low angle have some problems. How can we use them? The eye level shot is, what the news readers on TV use. If we have to follow somebody guidance is the newsreaders. Seriously, they have been doing this for 30, 50, 60 years. So yes, learn from them. However, these guys tend to be in the middle, want to be unbiased. but this can be a bit boring sometimes. My suggestion is, why don't you step to one side and free some space? That's what we call the role of thirds. This is coming from photography and video. If you divide the frame in 3 vertical parts of the same size and 3 horizontal parts of the same side, you will find 9 different squares or rectangles. Wherever you cross the lines is the action point when the eye of the audience goes first. Use them to put something relevant there. For instance, your face. The good thing about this is that as you free here some space, you can use it to do gestures or to include visual aids. Hey, looks cool, isn't it? Well, yes, use it. Now, let's think for a second what is behind us, because that also will influence how our audience impression is. In this picture, what do you think this presenter is? Do you think he's a very professional? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you think this speaker is very knowledgeable? Do you believe this speaker has something to share with you? Yes? No? No? Okay. What happened is that whatever is behind us has an influence in how people perceive us. So, in this case, what is behind the speaker? A lot of rubbish, I was told the other day. Anyway, I wouldn't be so direct, but you see the point. Does your background add something to the speech, to your presentation, or help your audience to understand your message? If not, maybe you are using the wrong background. What brings me to my next point, virtual backgrounds. Virtual backgrounds like this one can be ideal to build a history, to submerge the audience into your message. Or like you are doing, guys, when several of you have the same background, it looks really cool to the eye. However, you know that using backgrounds can be a bit tricky. Your arms can melt with the background. You can move a lot of shades coming and going everywhere. Be mindful. If you use background, you have to master it. Otherwise, the audience might think that you are not as a professional as you want to look like. Another area we can use is dress to impress our audience. When you go to an interview, you don't go dressed as if you were to the beach, unless you are gonna have an interview for lifeguard. What I want to say with this is that our first impression comes on how we dress. The other day, I was in a coaching session. This guy wanted to pitch, and all of a sudden, he stepped back a couple of steps. You know what? He didn't have trousers. Yeah, you laugh. But imagine that this happened when he's pitching for his company. I know, it can be tempting to not use trousers when you are on Zoom because nobody sees you. Please, wear trousers, just in case. You never know when you will stand up and you will show whatever you have down there. And you will never know when you will go away from the camera and everybody will see your underpants if you have them. Anyway, let's move to the fifth point to create a good impression. Lighting. We could speak about this for hours, absolutely, for hours, but we won't. The only thing I want you to take into account is that never, ever put your camera or put yourself between the camera and the window. Make sure that if this is the situation you have at your home, move and you face the camera and you face the window so the natural lights bright your beautiful face. Seriously, this is very poor, I would say. Anyway, we want to look professional. We have created our first impression. Our audience says, wow, this guy is wrong. These are really good. What is all about? Now comes how to maintain that first impression. And as you know, Zoom is all about video. But more important than video is audio, audio, audio. If your audience cannot hear you, it's over. If your audience cannot see you, you can do many things. I've been in meetings with 50 people when only one person had the camera on, the timer. I've been in meetings where everybody was blind, nobody was seeing. Look, Twitter Space, or what is the other, the American, they are based on the same. They are based on having conversations, audio conversations. Now, if you were into a Zoom meeting and nobody would use sound or audio, that would be difficult to follow. Look, I'm a very extrovert. I move my hands a lot. I try to grab your attention. But if I don't have a sound, do you think you will understand everything I'm saying? Probably not. So make sure you check your audio. Now, we move to my favorite part, and this is very controversial. Seriously, very, very controversial. So you are warned. No complaints. If you don't want to hear what I'm gonna say, you can disconnect now. Okay, I see everybody's here, so you want to hear what I will say. I will talk about transitions. Transitions. These are the key secret of the event. Yes, this is the key secret to Zoom like a pro. We have an MC, a presenter, a master of ceremonies. And sometimes this master of ceremonies thinks that he's very important and starts talking. No, man, your job is present the presenters. And now here, I see in Toastmasters, we tend to present everybody with the same length of time. Why? Not everybody's role is as important every single meeting. You cannot spend 2 minutes presenting somebody that is speaking for 1 or 2 minutes. No. So you as MC have to be quick and succinct. You have to go straight to the point. We don't want to know anything about your life, and you have to build your speakers. Talking about transitions, another thing that we find here, and here is the controversy, all right? Another thing that we find here in the online meetings is that sharing the screen is a pain. We like to share the screen. But when we share the screen, the Zoom, which is a beautiful program, is incredible, very powerful, but takes few seconds in loading the screen. Then we see the presenter that asks, "Can you see my screen?" And then we have a couple of minutes to press F5 because yes, we are seeing the presenter's screen, but we are seeing in one side all the slides, and he wants to show the PowerPoint. The routine to change from this view to sharing the screen may take, in some cases, up to 10 seconds. 10 seconds! Look, When you go to the cinema, do you have any break? The last movie I went to watch to the cinema with a break was in 1992. Why are we doing breaks here? This is killing the energy of the event. And people, if you are sharing the screen very so often, will get tired. And that first impression that you build, and it was good, it will start to fade away. And they say, you know, these guys are amateur. I don't want to know anything with them. So this is the controversy. Never, ever share your screen. Okay, I don't see anybody complaining, so that went well, No, seriously, you can share your screen, absolutely, but use other programs that smoothly share what you want to share. Yes, I'm telling you, this is food for thought. Now, we were talking about breaks, and I was telling you that the last break I had on cinema was in 1992, which shows how old I am. It's good to have breaks, I think. I personally dislike them, but after 8 hours of Zoom, yeah, probably a break will do well. However, the break is part of your show too. One recommendation I will have for you guys, because I saw just before I spoke, is that have somebody that lead the way, that lead the break, that engage with the people. Say, hey, Tay, I see you, you look good today. Hey, Nancy, I like your smile. Where are you joining us from? Hey, Tim, you know, these kind of things. Let people speak. And when they speak, they will feel special. They will feel unique. And as you remember, that's the third point. But do not run away. Let's stay here with the break. A role that you can incorporate today to your online meetings, and very few clubs in the world do, is a greeter. A greeter that will take over those breaks, and a greeter that at the beginning of the meeting can feel people at ease. Oh, Timothy or Thomas, I like that you have a really nice ceiling. Where do you buy the paint for your ceiling? Oh, Jack, I see that you are laughing a lot. I like that. I like your support. These kind of things help to build the atmosphere, to make people special. And that's where we come to the third point, making people feel unique. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here is what I've been working for months. This is what, and you see, the technology will fail. I'm pretty sure. No. Let me see. Yeah, I'm telling you, the technology fails. The technology fails. Have you seen? That's really cool. When you say the technology fails, when you really want to say that you are useless and you don't do your work properly. This is a pity, because I was going to blow your mind. Okay, let's do this. Sorry, I mean, what a professional I am, isn't it? Look, no, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I want to show you something. I revealing all my. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know, months of preparing this presentation, months, and the most incredible thing I have for you, I won't be able to show it because I pressed the wrong button and I deleted it. Anyway, these kind of things happen. It builds tension. Now you guys are thinking, what's going on? What's going on? What he wants to show us? Well, what I wanted to show you is something very good, but I won't be able to do it. What I want to say with this is that, remember, when I say that we have all this space to speak, and there was a way to, connect with your audience when we do this. Well, yes, between you and me, there is an invisible wall. That invisible wall is avoiding us to make contact, to connect. And if we want our audience to join our club, we need to break that invisible wall. And how do we do it? For that, I have a hammer. Yes, and you think, okay, hammer breaks the invisible wall, we build connection. This is quite a metaphorical use of the hammer. This is good. Well, actually, the idea I have in mind was to do something like this. Boom! And you will see a special effect where the glass breaks. And they will say, wow, he really connects with me. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it today. But what I want to say is that play with these different ways of doing presentations, incorporate what is outside the frame, incorporate what is behind the camera. And then you will build that rapport with your audience. And building that rapport will help you to, at the end of the meeting, go and say, so, you like what you saw? You see that you can improve your public speaking and your leadership skills. Would you join us? Only $45 every 6 months. Why? Because you have built that rapport and the chances of success are higher. If you had a guy who was looking over there, who was bored to death during your meeting, and you go to ask them for money, you know that you will get a no. So, if there is a message I want to share with you here is that whatever you do, make sure you place your audience in the driver's seat. Make sure that your audience is the hero of the event. Even better, make them sure that they feel unique. And for that, you have to ensure that you look professional, you keep that good first impression for the whole meeting, and thirdly, you make them feel unique. And this is your most powerful marketing tool. Now, I know what you are thinking. I know. Everybody says the same. This guy has a lovely, sexy Spanish accent. Yes, it's true. I'm Spanish. No, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, wow, how this guy built all these amazing visual aids. And remember, the most impactful one, you could not see it because it didn't work out. All right. Well, I suggest is you take your smartphone. Take your smartphone, and if you want to know more, because seriously, everybody asks me, how do you do this? And I say, look, go to this website, it's a newsletter, scan it, go there, and if you really want to know how to do these visual aids, go there, subscribe, and in 4 or 5 emails, you will learn how to do them. But yeah, that's all. Later, I will show it again, so you can, if you are interested, you can scan it. But that's the idea. That's the idea, that you guys think outside the box and try to do something different, something that encourages people to be around. I think that somebody... What is the alternative? Okay, now Nancy asks, what is the alternative to share the screen? Nancy, you have 3 options. The first one is called Prezi Video. I don't know if you have heard about it. Prezi Video? Yes, I see people hear about it. Can anyone write it on the chat? Thank you. Prezi Video. The second one is the one I'm using, is OBS. open broadcasting system. That is what most part of the streamers use to do their job. Really good and free software, although it takes a bit to learn about it. And the third one is an American one called yes, MMHMM. Very difficult to pronounce, but again, it helps you or allows you to be in the frame, to incorporate your presentations and yourself. Those Presivideo and cost money. OBS, but they are very easy to use. OBS is free, but it can take a bit to learn. So yes, guys, explore it. If you want to learn something, let me know and I might be able to help you. OBS, exactly, there. Thank you, Anina. Okay, what else do you have? I think I've run a lot because part of the presentation didn't work out. Please share your questions if you have any. Okay, Jamila, how do you get your transitions to be so smooth when you put up slides? It worked until Jamila wrote that, and then, no, what I was saying, this kind of presentations require some practice. And you need to think about what you want to show to your audience. You need to think how you want to portray your message, and you have time to prepare the presentation and practice. But again, it's like in any other meeting, the best presentations are those where the presenter has practice. I've been a lot of presentations where the presenters didn't care about the audience. And when you don't care about the audience, what you do is make them feel upset. And they won't know. They won't want to know anything about you. So yeah, the secret of this is take your time, dedicate some time to your audience, and you will be able to reap the rewards. Is there any other question out there?
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Julian Cereceda. I believe our audience are all ready to ask their questions, and I have a list of questions that they would like to ask. So thank you very much for all your questions. I will go through the questions one by one from the audience, so we will save time. All right. The first question is from Toastmaster Catherine C. How did you show your slides in your Zoom video instead of slides? How did you show your slides in your Zoom?
Well, I showed the slides by using one of these three programs. I say OBS, Presivideo, or As I say, and Presivideo are very easy to use, though they cost some money. OBS, the learning curve is a bit steeper, but once you know how it works, it can be very useful to do this kind of presentations.
All right. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Julian. Her next question is how you appear in the Netflix while live. Do you have any apps for that to make you appear in Netflix while live?
Okay, so sorry, the sound is cracking. So you are saying how do I appear on the phone, on the smartphone?
Yes. She asked how do you appear in Netflix while you are live? Is there any app?
Okay, all right, okay. Well, I think tomorrow at 10 o'clock, there is a really good, it looks very good, workshop, PowerPoint, about PowerPoint. I, like the presenter in that workshop, I believe that PowerPoint is a very powerful tool that is, we don't know how to use it. It offers so many different opportunities and we don't know how to use it. So what I would recommend you is go to that workshop and he will show you probably how to do this. I will tell you how I did it. I took a picture of my Netflix on my computer, and you could see if you check the movies there are a bit weird, no? The algorithm is a bit, you know, what is that? I mean, whoever says that, says, oh, this guy is very interesting, no? Anyway, so what I did is I took a picture of Netflix, then I went to Unsplash, that is a website that allows you to download pictures, and I looked for a picture of a computer or a TV screen. I saw this picture, load this picture, the TV picture, onto the PowerPoint, and I delete the surface where I have the Netflix. I put the Netflix picture there, and I took one of the movies or films there away, and I put my camera or my footage behind. So what I'm doing is a mix of three different, two pictures and one video. On the here on this QR code, you can log into that. You can join. It's a newsletter, and in the 4-5 first emails, I explain how I do these things. I think that because it's on a video and you can read it, it will be easier for you to understand how I do it. It takes a bit of time to get used to it, but if you are interested, yes, by no means. I think this is the best way to explain it. How can I use virtual backgrounds when using a MacBook? I'm going to say something here. It's a very controversial opinion as well. I'm a poor man. I invest all my savings on the suit and the tie. I do not have money to buy a Mac. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. Sorry. I mean, yes, you can use virtual backgrounds here. If you go on Zoom, on the bar, where you say video, you click there, and there is something that is choose virtual background. I would imagine if you preload your slides there, you can use that option. So on video, choose virtual background and preload all the slides you want to show to your audience. And then as you move, you can move your background and they will show behind you. But that's the only thing I can tell you. Okay, Jamila, thank you, Jamila. Android all the way. Yes, absolutely. Because it's cheaper, not because of the thing.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Julian. Next question from Felicio. How to make ourselves live on Zoom sharing?
Sorry.
How to make ourselves live on Zoom sharing?
Live on Zoom sharing. What do you mean? Like Kajetan did before? Or I don't understand what the question means.
I think what she asked is how to make, let's say if she's on Zoom, she wants to make her video go live, maybe on Facebook Live. How do you integrate that with Facebook? Zoom.
Okay, all right. Well, that should not be very difficult. If you go on the bar, the menu bar, there is, if you are the person who launched the event, there is an option that it says broadcast. Click there and it gives you the option to link your Zoom account with your Facebook account. So if you follow the instructions, you will be in no time broadcasting on Facebook. Very, very easy. But you have to have a Facebook account. And you have, and now one thing I'm not sure is if you have to be pay member of Zoom. I think you might have to be pay member of Zoom in order to broadcast. But if you are, you launch the event, then press broadcast, and you should be able to do it with no problem at all. Okay, exactly. Thank you, Catherine. I say, if you want to do to Facebook Live, you need to be Zoom pay account. Now, one thing I want to share with you is we have here in Toastmasters a unique opportunity to learn how to play with these things. And what I see is that we are missing a beautiful opportunity to train our members to become good at the role of Zoom master. You asked me about Facebook, live Facebook. Why don't you go to your club and ask the committee if you could one day broadcast your meeting on Facebook, or do it on YouTube. I know that on YouTube you can put it private, which is the same, but nobody can see it. So you will learn how to do it. And this is not what Toastmaster is. This is not what Toastmaster allows us to experiment with things that can be useful for us. So in my clubs, all my clubs have this Facebook or Facebook broadcasting. And what we try, or I encourage everybody, is to go and be the Zoom master. And not only launch the meeting, but also broadcast the event. And then we learn, how many of you know how to upload videos on YouTube? Did you know? Do you know? Yes? No? No? Okay, Rhoda, why don't you go to your committee and say, look, I want to learn how to upload a video on YouTube, on the YouTube channel for our club. Why not? I mean, it's so basic, it's so easy. But again, many people don't know it. So let's take this opportunity that we are in the online environment to learn digital skills, to learn how to do these things that, hey, we need to learn how to do them, because 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, our companies are going to ask for it.
Okay, thank you very much for answering the questions. All right, we have another question from PPTD Toastmasters. They asked this question. What is the best advice to conduct hybrid meeting using Zoom? What is the best advice to conduct hybrid meeting using Zoom? That means they are doing both a physical meeting and a Zoom meeting. So what is the best setting for that? Thanks.
Hybrid meetings are very hot at the moment because we are getting out of the lockdown and we are starting to experiment with those. Hybrid meetings, though, they are very difficult to do technically because first, and this is the most important thing, you have 2 audiences, one that is in the room and another one that is in the online environment. So you have to think about these 2 audiences. I've been in hybrid meetings from my computer. They ignored me completely. They knew I was there, but I felt isolated. I felt that, okay, nobody's paying attention to me. What you don't want to do is to ignore the online audience. What I will do is to get a greeter or an online Toastmasters. And that person will be in charge of controlling the cameras. I would recommend, as I said before, having a full shot where you show the room, and then a closer shot, and maybe if you can, a third camera pointing the audience. This person will be in charge of controlling the cameras or highlight the cameras for the online audience. It's difficult, it's technically challenging, but it can be done. And I'm convinced that hybrid meetings, if you get them right, can be an amazing experience. But for that, we have to think, who is our audience? Our audience is physical and is online. So how do we cater for both of them? Now, what will happen is the sound is a problem. I speak in the room and the people in the room will hear me. But if the microphone is not good enough, the online audience won't hear me. And again, as we said before, if there is no sound, it's quite frustrating for the spectator. So my advice is, if I have to give you only one advice, make sure that you cater for your audience. Make sure that your online audience is well served as well.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Julian. I personally have a question to ask you. You know, some people like to log in using two different devices lah. So if we log in using two different devices, how do we prevent the background noises from interrupting? Because sometimes you hear the echo of the mic. So how do we do that? Thanks.
Easy. You have, if you like to log from two devices, what we have to do is select one that is your main source of sound, and the other disconnect it. So get the one that your best microphone is there, use it there, and the other one disconnected. If you do that, you should not have any problem. What can happen, for instance, as well, is that like I have a computer next to me and a computer here. The sound of one computer can fit the other computer. So what I will say, whichever microphone you use or whichever computer you use as a main source, keep it. And the other one, keep the microphone and the sound off.
Thank you very much. Next question. If I'm using a separate webcam on my laptop or a separate microphone, but I cannot utilize the webcam or microphone in the Zoom lah. So what must I do?
Are you ready the question? So see if I understand it right.
Sorry? If I'm using a separate webcam on my laptop, or if I'm using a separate microphone on my laptop, but when I played it on Zoom, the Zoom can't capture the sound from the microphone or the picture from the webcam, what must I do?
All right, okay, let me see. I'm not sure if I understand right, but let me see if I have a picture here of my... You see here, this is what I use for my presentation today. I have a camera on a tripod. Underneath the camera, I have my computer, and behind the camera, I have the screen. So I'm seeing you, all beautiful faces, smiley faces, and also I see what is on my computer. That camera you see there is my main source of sound, is my microphone. So I connect it to the computer, and that's how it works. I don't know if I have answered the question. If not, please repeat it or try to address it in a different way, because I do not understand what you mean with that question.
Oh, okay. What I mean is, if let's say you have a separate microphone, external device, instead of using the laptop microphone, we connect it separately lah. But if there's any technical problem, what can we do if we can't?
Okay, fine. I think I understand now. Look, today I have something prepared for you, and I'm very disappointed that it didn't work out. I have to look into what happened, but because you have practice, because you already know your speech, you should be able to graciously walk around that challenge and carry on no matter what. So the problem with the sound is that probably you don't hear that you are muted until somebody tells you, "Oh, Julian, I cannot hear you." Okay, let me see what's happened here. All right, can you hear me now? Cannot hear you, cannot hear you. Okay, so what I will do is straight away change the microphone, change to the computer microphone. Might not be the best, but if your external microphone is not working for whichever reason and you cannot identify the problem straight away, backup plan, go to the original microphone.
Thank you so much.
Eric, sorry. Eric says microphone and speaker test. Yes, at the beginning. But if you are in the middle of the event, running that test can take you a time. It could be an option if you are practical, if you are used to do it. This is all matter of practice. You practice, and whenever you face a problem, you will be more quickly to react and do something about it.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Julian Cereceda. Thank you for your awesome presentation and for your awesome tips on presenting on Zoom. And thank you all to the audience for your questions. We apologize if we are unable to take more of your questions because of the time. We have finished our question and answer session. So right now, I would like to pass it back to our sub-organizing chair, Toastmaster Wendy. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you, our question master Stephen Lim, for such a wonderful session. And of course, thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Julian, and everyone for submitting your questions. Dear fellow Toastmaster and guests, it is my pleasure right now to invite our District 102 Director, distinguished Toastmaster Srinivas, our District 102 Public Relation Manager, Presentation Mastery 5, Rashmi Raghib, and Organizing Chair, Innovative Planning 4, Timothy Tan, on the screen as they will hand over the certificate of appreciation to our speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Julian Cereceda. May I have the screen? May I get my sergeant at arms to take a picture, please?
Julian, our speakers, distinguished Toastmaster Julian Cereceda, please, may I request you to on your video, please? Thank you. Right. 1, 2, 3.
Is Julian's camera is on?
Wait, Julian, we need your handsome face to be on the screen, Julian.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm you know, I'm trying to show you the cool thing, but sorry about that.
All right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, smiling. You know, nice.
Julian, we don't see you. Yeah, now we see
Yes,
you.
now can.
Now we
I
see
can
you.
see, I can see everyone now. Again, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thanks, Julian.
Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
again, everyone. And I would like to extend my gratitude to our distinguished Toastmaster Julian for such a valuable sharing. It is our honor to have you on this virtual stage with us. We look forward to seeing you again next time. Now, our fellow Toastmaster and guests, we value your feedback. Do provide your feedback by scanning on this QR code. The link is also will be shared in the Zoom chat box for your convenience. And I'm going to leave this screen on as we were going to enter our 5 minutes break. And we will see you again after this, after our 5 minutes short break.
Wendy, please introduce the next session so audience will be aware about the next sharing.
Oh, okay, Ken.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for our next session. We are going to have our Region 13 advisor, Sudas Lianage, and he is already present in the room. So stay connected to learn how a Toastmaster is a powerful platform to transform your life personally and professionally. Okay, so just 5 minutes break, grab your drinks and come back and join us. Okay.
Everyone. Knock, knock. Everybody's so quiet.
Everyone is going for a break because we only have 5 minutes for toilet break.
Can we not play music? Can we not play music? Because we're on Facebook Live, the video will be banned if the music is not copyright. We have already done it a few times and it happened. So don't play any music unless you are 100% sure it's not copyright music. Remember that, because we are on Facebook Live.
I love it, Sri. I love it. Very well done. Very well spotted.
Thank you.
YL, are you the one who play music?
Shri, we should end it and resume for the next session again. What do you say?
This one we can continue, but can we see who is playing music? Just check.
Yes.
It could be background sound. Yeah, I think it's just a background sound. Right.
Okay. 2 more
Who's
minutes,
here?
then it's okay. We will resume the session.
Yes.
I believe the sound was played because somebody played our promo video. Event promo
Yeah,
video.
I think it's a background of, if it is our event, our video, that should be okay. We don't have issues with the part there. Right. Wow, I mean, that is incredible. Out of 120 people, there are only 10 people with video on the screen. The rest 110 people went for a walk.
You know, I should get my very fast one.
So Catherine went back to download her OBS. And she's back.
Hello.
Hello, Fatima.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Catherine. You're back.
Yeah, I think this is like I'm not sure I can say this, no offense taken, but it's a compliment for the OC team, because this is the first 2-day summit, or like the day one was, I already feel like so energetic because sometimes it's quite boring. I mean, to stay in front of the laptop the entire day.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really great.
For this year, this is the first one.
Yeah, this is the first one that I really feel energetic throughout. And I don't look at the clock. And I just keep looking at the agenda, like what is coming next. It's like hungry for more.
Yes. And I believe the organizing team went scouting around the world to find the best of the best.
Yeah, today I saw a lot of distinguished guest speakers. Julian is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
it's from
Julian is
around
still
the
finding
globe.
his hammer.
Hey, Julian, once I attended your workshop and you broke that screen, Zoom screen. Why didn't you show that effect this time?
He did mention that. He said he's
Sorry, what do you want to see?
we want to see your screen cracked.
Screen suddenly cracked. You punched it.
I know. That's what I wanted to show you, but I pressed the wrong button and I deleted it.
Oh.
So I won't be able to show it, and it's a pity because
no problem.
I was told, Julian, use that for the last scene, and so that's what I did. I changed it. I put it the last. And then I was pressing the button, saying, what's going on? What's going on? It's not working. But anyway, these things happen. And you have to get over it and carry on. I believe this is a show.